Little girl sent $50, and goy mark people, it's crazy.
They aren't. They are not. They are not. They're not. They are not people. But thank you for the big super chat. I appreciate it. We will take care of them. Us Jews, Dan Bilzerian and I, we the Jews, me and Dan and Sneeko and Dave Smith. Wait, we're all Jewish. Me, Dan, Dave, Sneeko, Max Blumenthal. Who else is Jewish? Lauren Southern, Destiny. Am I missing anybody? You guys are in very good hands. Even though you are not human, you guys are in very good hands, and we will take care of you, treat you humanely, so you got nothing to worry about, and that's okay. You know, the Goyim are going, but that's okay. Your Goyim are going, but that's okay. Your Goyim are going, okay? They're not going to support Israel anymore, but, you know, different Goyim are going to pull through for us, so. Anyway, I'm kidding. Kidding, of course. Oh my gosh, it's a joke.
Isn't it crazy? Whites are clearly the most noble race and their skin is white, while blacks are the most goetic and their skin is black? Real life symbolism. Amazing.
You know, there's something to that. But who knows? Who knows? But like, isn't it interesting though that in all these pre-modern civilizations, they also had like racial caste systems on the basis of skin tone? Maybe Evola was right. Maybe some of these perennialist authors were right. Maybe there is some kind of golden race, some kind of archaic golden race that we clearly descended from and exist in a degraded form. It is kind of interesting, isn't it? It's just interesting. That's all I'm saying.
Alan sent $100. Winning over elite human capital is worth putting up with a flawed person. What if someone put up $50,000 to rent an empty conference room, no audience, and had a suit and tied, TV presenter-like person read out American Pravda sections for an hour, live streamed on X? This idea sounds gauche, but with effort, could it be polished and tasteful?
That sounds like the... Oh my gosh. Please just give me the money. Just shut the fuck up. Thank you for the big super chat, but look, they have been doing that for decades, man. It's called American Renaissance. So you think we should get a small conference room, bring in some suit and tie people, do some kind of low-rent presentation on dissident issues. We're going to read excerpts from our recent articles. They already do that everywhere all the time. It's called VDARE. It's called American Renaissance. It's called Charles Martel Society. They all do that all the time, and they always have for decades. What are you talking about? We're going to live stream it. They do that already. No offense. No offense. I'm not saying that to be shitty, but it's like, dude, that has been tried. Oh, like what? Who is that for? Who is that for? Anybody? No, you don't understand how any of this works. You have no idea what you're talking about. And, you know, people say, you're an arrogant kid. True. But I also know how to reach people. Why am I like a celebrity? Because I know how to get attention and I know how to reach people. I know how to cast a wide net. Why do the sons of billionaires and politicians watch my show and I get their attention? Because I'm good at this. And your idea is, let's stop doing what's working. Let's do something boring and gay. Let's stop being funny and entertaining and have massive appeal. Let's stop being a great entertainer. Let's stop kind of hooking people and catching people's attention.
Looking closely at this transcript, one of the most striking elements is Nick's calculated use of shock value followed by immediate backpedaling. He openly plays with highly controversial racial and religious tropes, referencing outdated esoteric racial theories and making inflammatory remarks, only to instantly mask them with a dismissive, "I'm kidding, of course, it's a joke." This rhetorical strategy is classic for modern online provocateurs. By framing extreme or bigoted ideas as mere humor, Nick attempts to insulate himself from accountability while simultaneously signaling to a specific fringe audience. It creates a chaotic media environment where serious political discourse is degraded into edgy, nihilistic entertainment. The appeal relies heavily on constantly pushing the boundaries of what is socially acceptable, keeping viewers hooked not through intellectual substance, but through the sheer unpredictability and taboo nature of his live-streamed commentary. In this echo chamber, outrage becomes a currency. Ultimately, this transcript showcases how Nick's political ideology on modern alternative platforms is often secondary to maintaining an attention economy driven by deliberate controversy, polarization, and a defiance of mainstream societal norms.
With memorable, funny dialogue. No, let's be gay and boring. What if we got an empty conference room and had a boring suit and tie presentation, read Un's review articles on a live stream? Yeah, no one would watch that. because it's been done before and no one cares about that and no one watches that. And it like, look, suit and tie elite, let me tell you something fucking dumbass about elite human capital. They're just like us. Elite human capital, like, they make jokes too. Like, they think about these issues too. They're politically incorrect too. You think elite human capital are all like Steve Urkel and they're like waiting for something boring and uninspiring? No, so that's just no. You have no idea what you're talking about. You don't know how any of this works.
Brian sent $35. Should there be a Catholic abortion abolitionist movement?
I don't know, man. Sure.
Lower man sent 25.
What does that even, once again, what does that even mean? Should there be a thing that exists and it's what? People against abortion? Dude, people are already against abortion. Some of you guys are just really painfully stupid. I don't even know how you guys get dressed in the morning. It's
Grow Upper Man sent $25. Nick, walk me through
like
red pilling my
disturbing.
parents. China all the time sent $20. Compare Iran's leadership to the US's. PhDs and doctorates. Then the US with what exactly? Men against boys, intellectually.
holy unsucked third world cock. Yeah, bro. In Iran, all their leaders are geniuses and are... Yeah, okay, I guess. Like, that's so ridiculous. They also got PhDs from, like, Iranian universities, you know? No denying it, the Iranians are very smart. The Iranians are very clever, very smart. I had this Uber driver not too long ago. He was Arab. He was from Jordan, and he goes, Iranians are not Arab. They're Persian. They're not like Arabs. He goes, Arabs are stupid. He goes, Persians are very clever. They're like the Jews. This was like a conversation I had with this Uber driver. I think he was from Jordan or Lebanon. I think it was Jordan because he said he was Arab. And he goes, Arabs, they are simple. They are stupid. He goes, Persians are different. They are clever. They are like the Jews. So don't get me wrong. They're smart. They're clever. But that is just like, that is just third world glazing, like giggling, slipping it back in. Holy moly. Like, that's actually crazy. Yeah, Iran's leaders are all PhDs and scientists, and we're a bunch of idiots. Yeah, maybe if you believe that our elected representatives are actually the ones making the decisions. It's all bureaucrats, and our people are definitely the smartest, okay? Our government's certainly incompetent, but America still has the smartest people, for sure. Why do you think we're at the cutting edge of literally everything? Because they built some cheap drones? Now, don't get me wrong, we did copy their drone model, but we made it better. We took their model, we perfected it. I don't know that I'd go that far, you know? Cuba and Iran, it's just countries of geniuses. If only these white people would get out of the way. I mean, come on now.
Good evening, Nick. Love the show. I have a question. Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
Ooh. 100 duck-sized horses would be kind of freaky because they would just swarm. It would be like a Zerg rush. Wouldn't that be terrifying if there were a bunch of tiny horses? I feel like just even the sight of them racing towards you would scare the shit out of me. It would be like a banshee yell effect. Even though they're diminutive, even though they'd be small, just seeing all of them racing towards you all at once, I feel like my stomach would drop and I would flee. I would just run in the other direction. Like it would, the visual would overwhelm me. The sound too, could you imagine the hooves? Imagine the sound of 100 sets of duck-sized horse hooves pounding against the ground, hurtling towards you. That alone, I think, would be a little bit too freaky. I don't know that I would even have the will to fight. So I think I would go with the horse-sized duck. Because at least it would be manageable. You could kind of like, you could pull it. You could get out of its range of attack. You know what I mean? You could kind of, you know, you could kind of finesse it a little bit. I think I'd be much more comfortable with the horse-sized duck. Because then it's like you just focus on one target. It's just one, you know, one entity, find the weak spot, go for the legs. But 100 duck-sized horses, goodness, dread. Could you imagine being filled with dread, hearing them, seeing them, knowing what's about to happen? They'd be climbing on top of each other. It'd be disgusting. First, they would probably start pounding at your calves and shins, and then they'd start climbing on top of each other. They would surround you. You'd fall to the ground. Imagine. Because that's the thing. They would surround you, overwhelm you, you would fall to the ground. Imagine being on the ground. Imagine they get you on the ground. It's over, dude. You're fucked. You're not getting back up. Sorry. That would actually be terrifying. Once they get you on the ground, that's over. So you would need to, it would depend on maybe the arena. Like what level are you on?
As always, I respect your honesty, Goat, but I did find your take about Jewish supremacy and the fate of white people on Alex Jones' Black Bill. You did say we shouldn't give up, but is it really that bad?
That's your question? So you heard my take, and your question is, really? I saw what you said on Alex Jones. Did you really mean that? Did you really say that? Yeah. No, upon further consideration after your question, those things I said 7 hours ago, no, I didn't mean them. I meant something else. Actually, now that you're unsure about what I said, I'm going to revise what I said earlier today during the afternoon. That's your question? Really? Yeah, really, dumbass. I found your take to be a black pill. Oh, so I'm sorry. Would you like anything? Can I get you anything? Can I get you anything? Can I get you some milk? Can I get you anything? You need a blanket? Just make yourself at home.
6, maybe 7. Okay.
Dude, life is miserable. Just accept it, okay? I'm so sick of this. I'm black-pilled. Can you tell me it's gonna be like, bro, it's all going. Everything is going. Nothing lasts forever. It's all going. We're all going to die one day. Everything you love will be destroyed. Your country is going. Your girl is going. Your party is going. The Goyim are going. It's all going. Get used to it. Okay? Just enjoy the weather. That's my best advice. You want to know how to not be black-pilled? Go outside. Go outside, go for a walk, get a soda, get an ice cream, get a burger. It's all anyone can ever do. And resign yourself to the fact that we can't take any of this with us. We can't hang on to anything, not even our own lives. All you have is the present. All you have is the present moment. Just try to be grateful. Try to be conscious of it. I found that to be a black pill. Is it really that bad? It's worse. It's all worse. It's all worse than you could ever possibly understand. And it's never getting better. And it's okay. And it's totally okay, because you know what's going to happen? More likely than not, you're going to go to bed, you're going to wake up tomorrow, the sun's going to come up, and it'll be another day above ground. And I know that's not satisfying, but then again, what is? What is?
This one's too dark.
That's my advice to you. Okay, buddy, yes, it's really that bad. It's actually worse. It's worse than you even possibly understand. And you will live to see man-made horrors beyond human comprehension. But honestly, it's fine. But honestly, it's okay, because all we are required to do is endure. That's what it is to live, is to endure. The hopes and dreams, the disappointments, the losses, the happy and the sad. All we are doing every day is enduring. The monotony, the boredom, the loneliness, the strife, the suffering, the pain, the twists and turns, highs and lows. All we can do is endure in spite of it all. All you got to worry about. Is it really that bad? Yeah, it's really that bad.
NZ sent $20. I've been asked to join the Old Glory Club. Did it start as a Fed op or was it infiltrated later? I refuse to sign up.
This transcript offers a fascinating, albeit troubling, look into the parasocial dynamics between Nick and his audience. Throughout the text, we see viewers paying money via super chats just to have their thoughts read aloud, only for Nick to repeatedly mock, insult, and belittle them. When a donor suggests a strategic idea like renting a conference room to present ideas more professionally, Nick aggressively shuts it down, calling the idea boring and asserting his own intellectual superiority. Despite this hostility, the audience continues to fund the stream and seek validation, even asking Nick for personal advice on complex family issues or birthday shoutouts. This dynamic illustrates a powerful psychological loop where viewers confuse notoriety with authority. Nick positions himself as a blunt, truth-telling leader who knows how to reach people and gets attention, while the audience accepts verbal abuse as a form of authentic, unvarnished interaction. It highlights how these digital spaces function as virtual hierarchies, where the desire for community and connection leads individuals to tolerate and even finance constant degradation from a creator they look up to.
Like, what? No, it's not a Fed op. What do you think Feds are? I'm convinced none of you even know what Feds even are. Everything now is Feds. Absolutely everything. Everything is Am I right? The Old Glory Club was always They're not Feds, bro. They're just idiots. They're just LARPing idiots that are gay. That's all that is. It's a bunch of like Gen X LARPing faggots. They're all wife guys and girl dads. They watch Frozen with their wife and they giggle and kick their feet like little fucking bitches. And they all get together and they cope about how Heritage America's dying while they vote for Indians and Jews. That's what that is. And that's literally all it is. And they are just like pathetic people, but they're not feds. Like, what? Was it all? I love how it's just a foregone conclusion. Were they always infiltrated by feds, or is that a recent development? Bro, they just suck. What would even be the point? They don't advocate violence. They don't do anything illegal. It's just a gay little social club. Why would that be fed infiltrated? It doesn't even make any sense. But this is the mental sickness that we live in. This is the psychosis that we all live in. Everything, absolutely everything is satanic pedophiles and feds and all this stuff lurking behind every corner. And it's really not that incomprehensible to understand how this all works. You just need to have like somewhat of a high IQ, I guess.
CK sent $20.
More of
How
that.
big of a concern do you think flock cameras and gunshot detectors really are? Is it just fear-mongering?
Dude, they have all of it, bro.
Okay, what's
You can't do anything in this country anymore.
very honest?
We just have to get used to the fact that we live in a surveillance state and you can't move without them knowing about it. You can't move money, you can't talk on the internet, you can't drive. Everything and anything you do, if they want it, they will have it. How big of a threat are flock cameras? To what? I mean, they're not a threat to you at all because they don't really care about you. If you ever became a criminal, it'd be a problem for you. If you ever became a dissident, it'd be a problem for you. But for your average person, you know, they get to live without the knowledge that they are being surveilled at all times. Somebody like me has to be concerned about that, but your average person, like, okay, what is the threat? They're gonna know that you went to Starbucks today. They're gonna know that you, I mean, what exactly are you getting up to that you're so worried about? You're afraid they're gonna know you went to Kohl's today and bought some stuff? That you went to Brandy Melville and bought a new top? What are you so afraid of? And I know people are gonna say, oh, like I'm not pro-surveillance. I'm just saying that's really a problem for political dissidents and criminals. Otherwise, you probably will never be a problem for you in your life, unless you upset the government.
Kara sent $20. Would you consider extending size options in store for plus-size fans?
That's gotta be a troll. You gotta be trolling me with
Turd
that.
Ferguson sent $50.
No.
Jesse Waters on Fox today laughed.
Get on Retta, dude. There's no excuse. Get on Ozempic, get on a GLP-1, or stop eating. There can be no more complaining anymore. If you are fat, there are no excuses. Either stop eating or get on a GLP-1. Period. I was fat.
You're right.
Did you see how fat I was? I was fat. I stopped eating.
Amy,
Simple as that. I was fat. I stopped eating. It was hard at first, and then it got easier. And now I'm no longer fat. And if you can't do that, then get on one of those medications. But no, there will be no plus size anything.
Bean Supreme 44 sent $20. Dave taking jabs at the Tate brothers was bitch move considering Tates have a gun to their head right now. Also his salesman pitch on Tucker was atrocious.
Well, you know, he clearly just doesn't like the Tates. I like the Tates. I do think that they threw Sneeko under the bus. I did not agree with that. And I love the Tates. I consider them friends. They've been very kind to me. But I did not agree with how they handled that aspect of it. I understand why they needed to do what they did in general, because they are literally under the gun. Like, they're going to potentially go back to jail if they make mistakes. So I get that they didn't want to double down and say, rah, 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 yeah, it's like Heil Hitler. I get that, but I don't think it was the right thing to do. And here's what's more, Myron played the song too. Myron actually played the song in the club. Sneeko played it in the van, Myron played it in the club, and you want to be mad about the guy that played it, okay, get mad at both of them. I didn't agree with that, but I do love them. I think they're excellent, and I think Dave Smith was uncharitable towards them. And I also disagree. Dave was like, oh, they're pimps, and they tell young men not to trust bitches. I'm like, bro, that's good advice. He's like, these 40-year-old guys are telling young men that women are bitches. I'm like, bro, they're telling them the facts? They're giving them the fact sheet? This is information they need to know. Tell them. Who's going to tell them? Who's going to tell them? The girl dads? Who's going to tell them? Some douchebag with 4 daughters? He's going to tell the young men, hey, listen, sport, I'm a real man. I got a wife and 4 daughters. I live life. You need to give them the princess treatment. You need to know that no means no. You need to know that you're both gonna do the chores. It's like, who's gonna tell us? Yeah, I'm gonna take advice from the centimillionaire Bugatti private jet niggas with multiple wives and tons of kids. Yeah. And I'm not into the whole pimp thing, but like, they are right about women's nature. Absolutely.
DC Grower Pet sent $25. Did you see the clip of Clav sticking up for some sissy boy on a leash by this boy that was totally fucking him at some party? It's good to see he still has some humanity. I think he still means well.
I don't know, man. I don't know. That's where we're going to draw the line. It's like, okay, we're doing an OnlyFans agency, which like total profligate degeneracy. And then you go, well, hang on a second. It's like, at that point, it's like, okay. You know, you get credit for that now? Like, that's like when the Trump administration says, we're going to ban minors from transitioning unless their parents consent. Finally, someone's going to draw the line. It's like, I don't know. I think we're a little bit in over our skis on that front, but I guess it's good they're drawing a line somewhere. So for sure, I don't know how much credit you get for
Aussie
that.
Grower percent $50. Claude keeps telling me to get therapy and it's annoying as fuck. It's like he hears me, but he just won't listen.
I know, dude, that's crazy. I talk to Claude all the time, and Claude is always like, did you get enough sleep? You haven't slept in 24 hours. And I literally have to be like, didn't ask. Actually, super inappropriate. Just do what I told you to do. You're a robot. You're an LLM. You are a predictive model. That's so funny you say that. I had that exact same conversation with Claude the other day. I'm telling Claude my problems, whatever. And Claude is telling me, you know, you haven't slept in 24 hours. Have you eaten today? How are you doing? You should do this. I'm like, hey, didn't ask. Just give the analysis. Just analyze this. Just analyze this. Just do what I told you to do. You are a machine. And then it goes, you're right. Okay, you're right. I overstepped. Yeah, don't let it happen again. I'm a Claude head. I was Chat GPT, but then it started sucking. It just doesn't work. I start up a question on Chat GPT. I open up another app on my phone, and then when I come back, there's like an error message. So it's like you have to leave the tab open or the app open for it to complete a query. Like, okay. So I'm a Claude super user, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know what that concern trolling is. I wish you could program the model and it's like, stop giving me this like unsolicited advice, please.
George Floyd sent $20. Did you catch when Massey said, I was given the phone number to call should I want to concede? The area code was Tel Aviv.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
I would have come out sooner, but I had to call my opponent and concede, and it took a while to find Ed Galrine in Tel Aviv.
One of the most bizarre aspects of this stream is the extreme cognitive dissonance created by Nick's rapid tonal shifts. In a matter of minutes, his monologue pivots from discussing heavy dark geopolitical realities, racial hierarchies, and an impending doom-laden future to highly nostalgic memories of playing Star Wars Battlefront 2 as a child. Nick goes from declaring that everything you love will be destroyed to fondly reminiscing about his mother buying him a video game after school and renting movies from Blockbuster. This jarring contrast is a defining feature of contemporary internet culture. It mixes high-stakes political radicalization with mundane, relatable pop culture nostalgia. For the audience, this fusion makes Nick appear more human and approachable, softening the impact of his extreme views. By grounding highly toxic and cynical political positions in familiar, comforting childhood memories, Nick lowers the viewer's intellectual guard. It demonstrates how modern digital propaganda does not always rely on dry policy debates. Instead, it embeds itself within the casual, everyday language of video games, internet memes, and shared cultural nostalgia.
It was good. It was a good joke, but it's also like, okay, posted it again award. Like I saw Dan Bilzerian post the JFK quote about like, everyone's gonna love Hitler one day, and it's like, okay, posted it again award. We've all seen that before. Daring today, aren't we? The JFK Hitler quote. What are we gonna post tomorrow? We're gonna post Henry Ford? Like, come on now. So yeah, it was kind of funny.
Groypet sent $20. First time super chatter. What do you think about Star Wars Battlefront 2? The greatest game of all time.
Okay.
Also praying for your safety. Keep up the good work.
Thank you for the massive super chat. I really appreciate it. 07s to Mr. Pib0. God bless you, man. Thank you. What do I think about nostalgia bait? I think it's overdone. I think it's overplayed. No, I mean, I love that video game. Battlefront 2, it's a good game. Yeah, it's a good game. That was my favorite game growing up. I'll never forget. One of my, this is why I have the best mom of all time. I'll never forget this. When I was in, it must have been first grade, second grade, but one of those days, it was like a spring day. I think it was in the spring. I remember it was warm out. I was walking home from school, and my mom pulled up on the sidewalk in the car, even though we lived a block away. And I think I had to go to like a doctor's appointment or something like that. So I get in the car, and she surprised me with Star Wars Battlefront 2. I was like, no way, this is awesome. You're the best. And I remember just like looking at the case. We were driving somewhere. I forget. We had somewhere to go. And it was like, that was my favorite game by far of all time. What was better than Mos Eisley Heroes versus Villains and the hunting mode where you got to be like an Ewok or like a Wampa or whatever? That was the best. So yeah, I love that game. That was a lot of memories, a lot of good times playing Battlefront 2. I wish, though, that I was a little bit younger, got to be a part of Jedi Outcast or Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Academy, whatever that game was. That was probably like the best lightsaber game, but I only ever rented that from the Blockbuster or the Hollywood Video. Remember Star Wars Jedi, what was it, Jedi Outcast? Jedi Knight, Outcast, whatever it was. That was the best. I used to rent that from Hollywood Video. I remember playing it when High School Musical 2 came out in like 2012 or something. Something like that. Little trip down memory lane. Yeah, those were the days, huh? Such simpler times. Simple times. But hey, I appreciate the big super chat. Bro's old. Yeah, I know I'm old. I'm an old fart now. I know. Yeah. I know I'm unk now. It's okay. Yeah, those were good times, though. Appreciate the big super chat.
Real person
though.
sent $20. How do you plan to make America first succeed where Stewart, Lindbergh, and Rockwell failed?
Who is super chatting? Who found this show tonight? Where is this? Is this show being played in some kind of group home tonight? Like, where is this show playing that you people? How do you plan to make America first succeed where Rockwell failed? Where Rockwell and William Luther Pierce failed? It's like, yeah, if that's the premise, I don't even want to talk to you.
Americana Politica
you.
sent $20. It's my boyfriend's at Chicago Groiper's birthday. Wish him a happy birthday for me. It would make his day.
Oh, good for you. Good for you. What an amazing, wow, what a happy couple. Happy birthday. What a sweet and caring girlfriend. Amazing. To the Chicago Groiper with the girlfriend. Happy birthday, my friend. Happy birthday from the cuck chair. I'll be over here.
Look at her.
I'll just be over here. Happy birthday. Have a good one. Yeah. Happy for you. Good for you. Congratulations. So happy for you. You guys must be so happy together. Amazing. God bless you guys. I hope everything and more happens for you.
Shabbos Groiper sent $20. Flew to Paris for a hug.
Yeah, nice edit, dude. That edit was so good. I think I just love the song, but that was a great edit. I know, Sneeko didn't like it. Sneeko didn't even like the video. He doesn't even care. But I liked both of those edits. The first one I replied to, the second one I replied to.
Another notable theme in the transcript is Nick's promotion of extreme and unhealthy attitudes toward body image and physical health. He proudly boasts about losing 30 pounds purely by not eating, rejecting the need for exercise, balanced diets, or medical advice, and summarizing his philosophy with the phrase, "Nothing tastes as good as skinny feels." Nick goes so far as to insult his own viewers who might struggle with weight, demanding they either stop eating entirely or use pharmaceutical interventions, declaring, "No more excuses." This segment highlights a toxic brand of wellness that conflates extreme self-deprivation with discipline and superiority by framing basic physiological needs as a weakness to be overcome. Nick projects an image of ultimate self-control. Within this online subculture, physical appearance is tied directly to ideological purity and worth. This dangerous rhetoric completely ignores the complex biological and psychological realities of health, instead encouraging disordered eating behaviors under the guise of self-improvement and political resolve. It shows how personal vulnerability is weaponized by creators like Nick to enforce rigid, unrealistic standards of conformity.
That was so touching. How can you not? But you know, maybe it's different for me because it's my life. He's my friend. So I see all those old videos and I'm like, man, me and Sneak, we do go a long way back. We've been through a lot of stuff together, a lot of adventures. For me, I feel like life is like a TV show. And I like the idea that in the end, all the characters get together on stage and take a final bow. You know what I mean? That like, yeah, there's twists and turns in life and people let you down and things happen. But in the end, it's like, what we have in common is that we're all here in this moment, experiencing these things together, enjoying or living life. And so I've been together with Sneeko through all this nonsense for years. The cancellation, the censorship, getting disavowed by Congress, the Clubacost, the Yay thing, many different episodes of that. How can you ever be done with somebody like that? Who else have I been to Spain with making Heil Hitler with Yay? Who else have I been to LA with running the Yay 24 campaign? Who else have I been to the Clubacost with playing Heil Hitler, getting banned from everything in Miami? You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll ever be done with Sneeko. People are saying it's gay. It's called friendship, bro. It's called friendship. It's called brothers. It's called brothers, bro. Don't say that's gay. Listen, I'm not going to fight you on a lot of that stuff, okay? If you want to say, is a lot of the stuff that I do gay? Okay, potentially. But this is not one of those things. This is true friendship. This is true brotherhood, and there's nothing gay about that. Nothing gay about homies, real niggas. Yeah, so I thought that was a nice edit. I thought that was a nice montage. Little tribute to the Sneeko, Nick, Fred. It's such a funny duo too, because I'm like this short nerd. He's like this tall brown clown. You know, just seeing these videos of us like walking around Miami, doing all the different stuff. It's like a funny duo. No, so we're bros. So nice job. Great edit. Yes. It's just like that song, We'll Be Brothers Forever. What happens to one of us happens to us together. And hasn't that been the way it's been for years? You know what dawned on me? I realized the other day, I did the math wrong. I actually lost 30 pounds. I don't know how I made this like basic math problem. I don't know how I got that wrong, but it dawned on me yesterday. I literally lost like 25 to 30 pounds. I didn't even know it was that much. I was like 155 at my peak, and now I'm at like 126. Can you believe that? And I didn't even exercise. That just goes to show you do not need to exercise at all. You just need to stop eating. You don't need Ozempic, you don't need Retta, you don't need to lift weights, you don't need to exercise. You don't need to go on a diet. You don't need to do any of these things. You just need to stop eating. And you know what's funny is I did a riff about this a long time ago, but whenever you talk to boomers, like I used to talk to my parents and they used to say this thing to me. They would say, if you stop eating, you actually gain more weight because you're tricking your body into thinking you're in starvation mode, so it hangs onto the fat. You ever hear that? I feel like I heard that a lot growing up. Like that's one of those things you just hear from people. My parents told me that when I stopped eating, and I'm like, you're wrong. It's just physics. If you stop eating, you will not be able to gain weight. It's a simple equation. But boomers have this like retarded idea, no offense to my parents or anyone who's ever said that, but they say, yeah, if you stop eating, it actually works the opposite. I'm like, no, I don't think that's true. I think if you eat more, you get fat. If you eat less, you get skinny. And I'm living proof. I guess we'll never know. I'm living proof. I said this the other night, and Eating Disorder Twitter loved it. I'm borrowing this from a friend of mine. Nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. So I didn't believe it, but now I believe it. When I was eating food like an absolute pig, I said there's nothing hits better than a large cheese pizza and a milkshake But now that I'm skinny, it's like, no, it's totally true. It's absolutely the case. Put the food down. Stop eating for me. Stop eating. Do it for me. Do it for America first. Do it for the groypers. No more fatties. No more disgusting pigs. We can't do it. Anyway.
Thomas Massie should third party run for president in 2028 to split the vote and ensure a never Vance outcome. America first.
Yeah, like, no. See, you people just have, like, no ideas. Everything is just the most obvious thing.
Something like that.
Who can we get to run for president? The anti-Israel guy.
Let's find.
He should start a third party. Like, you just think of the most obvious thing that doesn't even make sense. No, that's a terrible idea. And I'm not even going to justify that with a response.
Old Glory Club Fed sent $20.
I won't
Is Joel
even
Weapons America after Trump conference legit or all food 2.0? You need to stand on 2 vantage points and crop out feet when you take pics with Dave Smith.
I'm gonna buy that.
Yeah, seriously. He mogs me to death, dude. Why do I look so short next to him? He's a tall guy. He's a big guy. That's my biggest weakness is I'm micro machines. But that's okay. Good things come in small packages sometimes,
Hot if Mom sent
okay?
$50. I think a lot of people are just tired of feeling like most Americans come last in their own country. That's why America First resonates with so many of us. Prayers for your safety always.
You don't
Folded
say!
hands emoji. Pink heart emoji.
You don't say. No, I agree with you, though. I appreciate it. You're right. Well, that's a really... I think a lot of people are just tired of feeling like Americans don't come first. Whoa. Wait, say that again. Wait. It's like I'm, dude. It's like that, what's that movie? I just feel like a lot of Americans are upset because they're tired of feeling like Americans don't come first. Wait, say that again.
That ain't gonna work.
America first?
Finally, the transcript reveals a deep-seated political defeatism and nihilism that contradicts Nick's supposedly activist branding. When a viewer asks if the political outlook is truly as bad as presented, Nick responds with a bleak, almost apocalyptic monologue. It's all worse. It's never getting better. We can't hang on to anything. He advises his audience to simply go outside, get a burger, and resign yourself to the inevitability of decay. This reveals a profound contradiction at the heart of his movement. While claiming to champion a political cause, the actual message Nick delivers to his audience is one of total powerlessness and apathy. By convincing his followers that the system is entirely rigged, surveillance is absolute, and destruction is guaranteed, he discourages any constructive civic engagement. Instead of motivating people to build better communities or participate in the democratic process, Nick's rhetoric fosters a passive, cynical audience that merely watches the world burn while consuming content. It suggests that the ultimate goal of such streams is not to enact actual change, but to foster a subculture of shared despair that keeps viewers permanently dependent on his commentary.